G'day keyboard players and keyboard fans. You will recall that about 7 months ago, David and I were lucky enough to spend some time with Jordan Rudess from the amazing Dream Theatre. And how lucky are we? Dream Theatre have come to Australia for their 40th anniversary tour, and they're kicking off their tour here in my hometown, sunny Adelaide. And already the show is not for another 5 hours, and already people are queuing up. So we're lucky because we're going to get a chance to talk to Jordan one-to-one, and he's going to take us through his keyboard rig. I cannot wait. Jordan, welcome to Australia, and I believe Adelaide is the first date of your tour here.
Yes, we're excited. Finally, it's a place that speaks English. It's kind of cool. I like it.
Yeah, and it's hot here today, and I imagine you would have flown in yesterday, is that right?
We flew in yesterday,
yeah.
Right? A little recovery,
nice.
And now we're here tonight to rock Australia. It's going to be very exciting.
Yeah, it's been a long time since you guys have been here, and we're thrilled to have you. And I was just saying before that the people are queued up outside already waiting for you to start. So they're really keen. You're so many fans here. But the reason we're here, Jordan, is for you to take us through your amazing stage rig. And over to you. How would you like to start?
Yeah, so we can start with the keyboard because that's a nice place to
absolutely
nice place to begin. So obviously this is a Kronos 3, Korg's latest and greatest. And I've been using the Kronos line for a while, and I love it. Of course, it comes from the Oasis, which was before that, so I've kind of been wrapped up in the world of their programming and kind of deep inside making everything happen on this instrument. And I run the Kronos in what they call setlist mode, because then I can have a combination of combinations and programs and whatever I want. And one of the most important things about my setup is the pedal on my left, because that actually takes me from one sound to the other. So I can be here playing some spacey sound, and then I can hold it. That changes, and everything is very seamless about it. And I've always kind of had that mentality where I want to kind of stay focused on my keyboard to do all my different sounds. That way, when I'm going from, let's say, here, there's no jumping, and I don't have to lose a beat. I don't have to end a phrase early, and everything kind of stay in the mode. So I'm here. So I kind of feel like the Kronos can just get this job done really effectively. It's got tons of effects in it. It really kills it at this job. It's kind of like I feel like my whole life and involvement with keyboard technology has been working towards this spot. And now we're here, and it all works great. So other pedals, not too many pedals. Of course, this is a sustain pedal, which everybody knows what that is. This one is helpful to me, too, because I can put some notes in front of me if I want to see some notes while I'm playing on one of the iPads that's here. So
I was going to ask you about that, Jordan.
If you read music, it's helpful because, then you can read this and see what
does that step you forward and backward through the sheet music as you need to?
Yeah, so this is just takes me through the whole show, actually.
Yeah, wow.
So we just program a set list here as well.
Nice.
So, and all of these little markings are patch changes.
Yeah,
so, great. During a show, I might have 500 different patch changes, depending on what the song is.
Yeah, wow.
A song like Shadow Man, there's a ton of stuff going on. See, it's quite involved. So that's that. And And then, of course, I do use my sliders and everything like that, but there's a couple of other things on my keyboard which people want to know about.
Absolutely.
This one is actually for my amazing display, the visual display that's on here, which you can probably see. The mirror is not set up right now, but you can probably see the display operating over here. There is it. Okay, good. So my patch changes. What happens is, yeah, so every patch change will call a blank screen or a special effect. It's also keyboard reactive, which is really cool. Let's go to one like that. Oh, I know. It also reacts to my pitch wheel a little bit too. So I move that.
Oh, yeah.
Mine's kind of doing the. And this little box here, by the way, does control the visual screen. So if I wanted to change any of the things you see listed, the brightness, the saturation, the hue, the speed, I could do those with the sliders and do some editing so I can really dial in my patches on the visual screen and then save what I do on here as well. And not to forget about this little box. These little boxes are pretty important. This one actually will allow this keyboard to tilt. So if you step back, you'll see. So sometimes if I'm like playing a wild lead or something like that, then I like to get it in this mode so I can. If I hit that back button, I'm back to normal, and as long as it doesn't do what it did in Mexico one time, where I hit the thing, it went all the way down, and then never came back up.
I remember you telling us that story when we interviewed you, Jordan, and I felt sorry for your back just listening to the story.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. So those are the two boxes. The keyboard.
Yes.
Up here, I have another iPad. This runs my app GeoShred, which I use on some songs. I think it's on right now. Of course, one of the beautiful things about GeoShred is the ability to play any particular note on the screen, and in this particular patch, they're listed nicely. So, and my finger is completely in tune when I touch the spot, and as soon as I start to move, it'll do vibrato. So, like, I can go, and then. The other beautiful thing is when I slide from one note to another, it'll do a smooth slide like a fretless instrument. But then when I get there and stop, it'll be perfectly in tune, so I can go. And my vibrato. That magic is courtesy of this lovely mode, which we call auto. It lets you play like the same notes over and over again. It's got an algorithm in it that if you go over a tritone, it will actually always go to the shorter interval. And so what that basically means is if I go like this, go down a perfect fifth, it won't go a fifth down, it'll go a fourth up. Play around with
It's incredible. Do you customize the scales that are in the display of the GeoShred?
Yes, all the different patches will be completely different. So if you go like to a cello sound, for example, you have a whole other kind of thing. And the whole area inside the notes are completely like expressive. So you can play a note and be like. Out.
Beautiful.
So GeoShred is here as I need it.
Yeah.
And then in back of me, then I have my Continuum, which I originally brought out for Octavarium. And that's a whole lot of fun. And I kind of, it will play, you know, whatever sound. It's a controller. It has sounds built in. The one I choose mostly for Dream Theater, excuse me, is this one that's kind of like... So the Continuum, very much like GeoShred, does that same kind of pitch thing where if my hand lands on, let's say, an F, it'll be exactly in tune. And then once I start to move, and also the same thing, which I did work out with Lippold Haken, who's the inventor of this when it came out, that when you slide to a note and you stop your finger, that it should have the ability to actually kind of almost like a magnet to go into tune again. And that's what this is doing. So I can go, let's say, from F to F, play the F, it'll be in tune, slide to the F, stop my finger, it's in tune, and then vibrato, it's in tune again. Like, I mean, it'll go from there, so. So little pitch magic. And below that, I have my lap steel, which I play, here and there too.
You need to be in it?
I think so. Of course, this is not a keyboard, but it's very much in my kind of like, fretless mentality of GeoShred and the Continuum.
Of course.
I can do all my... kind of nice stuff, and I love playing it. And I only play it when I'm out on the road. I don't know.
You did mention when we spoke to you that you were getting into your guitar playing more and more as well, enjoying that.
Yeah. I don't have my guitar.
Do you get a chance to play it in this show? Or?
No. I'm a bedroom kind of hobby guitar player. I get to play my lap steel for some reason during the show.
Well, that's good.
Not the other one. And then my guitar is somewhere as well. I don't know, but I do bring that out. We'll see it at the show.
Yeah, perfect.
A little later, and I think that about. Oh, you know what I didn't show is if you watch out. So, of course, this keyboard stand has the ability to rotate. I just take it for granted, but most keyboard player stands don't do this, and this one does. So I can rotate it all around. I can tilt it, and it kind of creates a nice flexibility when I'm playing because I really don't like to stand still. I think it's more fun for me, and it's certainly more fun for everybody out there to have that additional flexibility of things.
Jordan, you've had the rotating stand for a while. Has it always been the same one, or has it gone through iterations and upgrades and that sort of thing?
Well, this one, when I first got it, whenever it was 12 years ago or something like that, it was very, very complex in its design.
Yep.
And so I would say that the only thing we really did is we just kind of kept adding like different newer parts to it, to make it do what it was doing, but to keep it alive on the road. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like an instrument to me at this point where I like learned the timing of everything, flexibility of it all. And so it's been good that it's stayed what it is because it does what I want to do.
Yeah.
I will say that probably the next time we go out on tour, this needs to be changed just because now it's kind of been around me for a while.
Yep.
And there's some things that I do want to do. That will be tweaks to the system, things that I learned that would be nice.
Yep.
Like maybe changing the speed of the throw when I move it would be good.
Okay. Yep.
Maybe even look at doing some patch change stuff with it so we can respond to patch changes. So there are definitely things that would be nice to do. But I've really learned how to like use it and not even use my hand. This because it's mechanical and I've gotten used to the mechanics and it's always been really awesome.
I think, Jordan, it's got to the point now is if someone went to a Dream Theater show and you didn't have the rotating stand, they'd feel a little bit ripped off. I think it's a big feature of the show.
Yeah, you know what? We have two rigs. One is the A rig, which we're standing at right now.
Yes.
The B rig. The B rig has a stand that rotates, It's not this.
Okay.
It's another one. It doesn't tilt. So I'm sorry to those fans who are watching this and now realize that I didn't have this particular stand when I was in your town. But yeah, next world tour we'll have the new stands for both rigs.
Wonderful.
Set.
Well, Jordan, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I know what the first show of a leg of a tour can be like, and I know what soundcheck can be like. So for you to be so generous with your time again and allow all the Keyboard Chronicles podcast fans to learn a bit more about what you do, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure. Good to see you again.